What's up, everybody? So today we're going to be going over VA loans, what they are, how to qualify for them, and what are the pros and cons of them. We're going to be doing an interview with one of my preferred lenders, Tim OLeary from Prime Lending. Stick around to learn more. See you on the other side.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Wine from Keller Williams, and thanks for checking out this video. Today, we're going to be doing an interview with one of my preferred lenders, Tim OLeary from Prime Lending. Say hey, Tim.
Aloha, everyone. Thank you for having me today, Patrick.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. So today, like I said, we're going to discuss VA loans. I've been getting a lot of questions from some of my clients who are veterans, and they have a lot of questions about VA loans, and I wanted to make this video so that you could really explain what VA loans are. But first, before we jump into it, why don't you give us a little background on who you are, what you do, and what kind of separates you from other lenders?
Sure thing. Thank you, Patrick. I've been in mortgage lending for just about 3 decades now, so I've done a number of VA loans. It's by far my favorite loan. Born and raised in Honolulu, and one of the things that I believe separates Prime Lending from the marketplace is we have very special financing for veterans that want to do renovation. That's a very hot topic with people that even though you get the property, you may not have the money to do the repair work. So we specialize that and in renovation.
Great. Well, I appreciate you giving us a little heads up on that. So let's just jump right into the questions. Okay. So the first one I have for you is give us a brief overview of what a VA loan is. Okay.
You know, even with our price ranges in Hawaii, it's very, we're considered a high price state, but with VA, many times veterans, they have the ability to put 0 down up to it's right around 720 is what it comes out to. And we're able to roll in their VA funding fees. So oftentimes veterans don't have to come up with a whole lot of money. And a lot of times we customize that monthly payment to what their BAH is, which is basic allowance for housing. So it makes it really a no-brainer. Instead of renting, it's actually a benefit for them to get the tax write-off and hopefully gain some equity.
That's awesome. 0 down, $720,000. Fantastic. So my next big question, because I'm sure everybody wants a VA loan, who actually qualifies for a VA loan? Who can get this VA loan?
That's a common question. You know, I wish it was available to everyone, but for those who served 180 consecutive days of active duty, they're qualified. Even if you're active duty or non-active duty, you have to have had a discharge or DD-214. Every veteran knows what that document is. That's the one that the military sets you free, so you're free to go.
Gotcha. Okay, great. So like you said, you can qualify for up to 720 grand. So can you purchase any home with a VA loan? Can anyone just purchase a house, a condo? Can they purchase an investment property? Give us a little bit of insight on that.
Correct. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah. One of the things that we have to be certain about is that these loans are intended for the veteran to occupy as their primary residence. There is a 1-year requirement to occupy that property. After that, if they were being restationed or they wanted to rent it out, they're free to do that. Property types is often asked, for single families, as long as it's in good condition. Even if there's some properties where they're not entirely perfect, VA has a process called the VA waiver that can help us sometimes even take a property that's not perfect and make it okay for financing. As far as condos going and townhouses, there is a VA website, you and I have worked with in the past, and maybe that's something we share with the viewers. So there you have to have a VA condo approval that's on their website.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for clarifying that. So briefly speaking, I know we've already said a lot of great things about VA loans, but could you just give me a bullet point list of maybe 3 or 4 pros and 3 or 4 cons of VA loans?
Sure. I think definitely one of the pros is the 0 down. And we're actually seeing interest rates currently, and it's been running this way for a while now, where the interest rates for a VA loan is about 1/4 to 3/8 less than a conventional loan. So, and those usually require mortgage insurance, anything less than 20% down. So there's a big distinct advantage in going with VA over conventional or even FHA, where FHA is good for those that don't have a full, don't have VA eligibility. That's another topic. There's more flexibility on qualifying people for more home through the residual process. So what we do is we qualify people, veterans, based on residual income, which is in a different style of qualifying versus conventional, where it's just straight debt to income ratio. A few years ago, many years ago, there used to be this stigma of VA loans that the sellers had to pay closing costs on behalf of the buyer. And that's just not the case anymore. With prime lending, we'll take care of the lender fees, or the unallowable fees, also known as. So that saves about $1,300 for a veteran that's looking to buy.
Wow, that's amazing. And what would you say are maybe 3 cons of a VA loan that someone might want to be aware of?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I'm trying to think what they might be. I think sometimes when you're competing for an offer, oftentimes sellers, they like to see a little skin in the game. And I would say maybe about the last 10 years, it's been a little bit more aggressive. And because there's I don't know how to put a finger on it, but it just seems like VA loans are definitely more popular today and more acceptable by sellers. And I think that has to do a lot with the real estate community as well as lenders. I think we're doing better jobs. As far as cons, I'm trying to think of what they may be. The VA funding fee, some people might think, well, gosh, that's a lot of money, but it's rolled into the loan. So it doesn't really cost them that much, upfront. It costs them nothing upfront. So when you have that ability, you can literally, make an offer with $1,000 and, not have to pay anything more when it comes to closing. And I can't think of anything better than I think I've paid more for cars.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. No, it sounds like quite the deal when it comes to a loan program. So that's awesome.
Oh yeah, I strongly encourage any veteran or anyone that has that capability to take advantage of it, because they earned it serving our country.
Absolutely. So let's just wrap it up. So what would someone who is a veteran or active duty or fulfills those qualifications for a VA loan, what would be the process for them if they wanted to get started in getting a VA loan?
It starts with usually a phone call. And I'll talk you through it, and I'll answer your questions up front, and we'll kind of walk through it. The things that the people that are ready to buy something, say in the next 3 months, is usually have your most current LES, your current W-2s, and 2 months of pay stubs, and we'll help them get their certificate of eligibility. For some veterans, that can be a task, but for us, we do it every day, so it's very easy for us. So that's one thing that they don't have to worry about. Grabbing their DD-214 in the case of a non-active duty person, that usually can get that in place as well. But getting you pre-approved before you shop for a home, I can't stress that enough. It'll save you heartache and any disappointment that you may face.
Absolutely. I can't stress enough, and I'm sure you know how important it is to get pre-approved before you actually start shopping, right? Don't want to fall in love with the house and boom, you miss out on it because you didn't do your due diligence before. So
yeah,
that's great. Well, fantastic, Tim. I really appreciate you taking the time to educate us and all of my followers on the VA loan process. And I look forward to closing this next deal we have and many more in the future.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Patrick. Aloha.
Aloha. Have a great day.
Hey guys, thanks again for checking out my video. If you guys have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments section down below. I will personally reply to each and every single one of them. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. Also, feel free to subscribe so you can get these videos directly to your inbox. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Mahalo.